What's up? Welcome to Numis News. We got some pretty crazy stuff to talk about this week, starting with the Stax Bowers auction for the 200th anniversary flowing hair dollar gold ultra relief set. There's 230 coins being made for the 230th anniversary of the flowing hair dollar. This was like the second official United States coin. And these are going up for auction. The auction ends on December 12th. The first of the 230 coins, which all have the 230 Privy mark. We're getting a lot of Privy marks recently. I like them. I think they're cool. But the first coin of the 230 is being sold with the canceled dies that were used to strike the coin, which is maybe the coolest addition to an auction that I've seen in a long time. And you'll also get this wooden display box, which is pretty unique. The coins are all graded at a PR70 with a deep cameo. These coins also have edge lettering, which I always like as just an extra add-on to the coin's design. The most insane thing about this is, as of the time I'm recording this, as the current bid is set at $130,000, and I'm sure it's going to be much higher by the time I post this video. In more auction news, we've got a lot of that this week. One of three known New England 3pence just sold for $2.5 million. This also at a Stax Bowers auction. It was graded at an EF45, which makes it the top pop, which doesn't really matter since it's one of the only ones. Interesting to note how good of condition it's in. If you don't know, this was one of the first coins that was minted by the Massachusetts General Court in May of 1652. These are considered as the first coinage that was made in one of the new American colonies. And the story about it is really interesting because it involves like kind of legal loopholes, which is cool to see 200, 300 years ago. This isn't one of those kinds of coins that you'll just find in your pocket change. I mean, it's one of three, and one of them was stolen from Yale, so now there's only two. And it's the first auction offering in 150 years. It's just one of those that's really fun to know about. The finest known example of an 1870 Carson City double eagle just hammered for $1.4 million. Any coin from the Carson City is going to be like a crazy find, because there weren't that many made, which means most of them were circulated. But to make this coin even crazier, there was only 3,789 of these minted. And I mean, it kind of speaks for itself. The fact that it has been circulated and this is the best one we have, that can give you a really good idea of how rare this kind of coin is. We finally found it. The second proof 1975 Roosevelt dime without an S mint mark has just been found and sold at auction. The coin is part of the 1975 proof series, specifically from one of the San Francisco proof sets. When these were released, collectors noticed that two of the San Francisco mint sets dimes were missing the S mint mark. This one having been offered at auction for the first time since 1977 and has been owned by the same family since 1978, went up for auction in October and hammered for $450,000. As we move forward in time, we keep finding coins from earlier and earlier that are going for a ton of money. I think it's kind of cool. Like, we've already got coins like the 2000 Cheerios error on the Sacagawea, and that was 24 years ago. So keep an eye out for some of the modern coins. Maybe something's going to pop up. The US Mint has just revealed its new designs for the 2025 Commemorative Marine coins. There's been a handful of denominations presented, but here's two of the main designs that they've released. So it looks like this is a $5 denomination. You can see the United States of America inscribed around the outside, and then that looks like the Marine logo with Semper Fidelis. And then on the other side, it's got In God We Trust, 1775, which would have been the year that the Marines were created, to 2025, and then Liberty, and then we've got some Marines standing kind of in a marching formation with some flags. I think that's pretty cool. The other one I've got here is, we've got that famous depiction of the Marines holding up the American flag. This is like a pretty big national symbol. I'm sure it has some kind of a name. Leave it in the comments if you know what this is called. And then on the other side, we've got, oh, this is really cool. 250 years of honor, courage, and commitment. You've got a 1775, I guess that's a Continental Marine or a early Marine soldier. It's kind of got a Revolutionary era look to it. And then you've got, obviously, a modern Marine standing in front. So it's kind of like commemorating the history of the Marines. I think these are kind of cool. Keep a lookout for them. I think they're going to be minted in different bullion, silver, gold. Just keep a lookout. For over 500 years, the sovereign has been a gold coin. It's always been synonymous with gold. It was even known as the original American Express card because it could kind of be used everywhere. It was originally struck in 1489 and would rise to world dominance starting in 1817, when it was reintroduced with its current size and gold purity. But for the first time ever, they will be struck in silver. That's right. The Royal Mint is officially releasing sovereigns in silver for 2025. And they're only doing 50,000 of them, which is pretty interesting. People are comparing this to like the first release of the American Silver Eagle in 1986 or the release of Morgan dollars in 1878. I wonder why they haven't done it in silver before. That'll do it for this week's Numismatic News. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and leave notifications on so you get an update every week for this week's Numis News.